Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Trinity University of Asia in Quezon City. This is your Manuel Luis Quezon Athletics Association. Let's now start. Let's meet the starting five for your UST Growling Tigers. Starting at guard, number 6, Brian 10. Another guard, number 22, Alejandro Melesio. At forward, number 14, James Tomas. Another forward, number 8, Prince Alao. And our man in the middle, number 13, Lorenzo Banco. And now, your St. Clare Saints. At guard, number 18, J.B. Lim. At another guard, 0, Justin Bautista. Man in the middle, number 57, Babacar Rondon. At forward, number 16, Soy Escobedo. And at another forward, number 3, Clint Manzano. Head coach for the UST Tigers, Job Swan, assisted by assistant coach Ben Ledesma, while the head coach for St. Clare is Gerino Manansala, assisted by J.R. Manansala and Jeric Bailen.
Mainit na bakbakan sa gitna ng malakas na ulan para sa pagpapatuloy ng aksyon ng Mqaa-Icbl Quezon Athletics Association Intercollegiate Basketball League. Coach Chris King de la Cruz po kasama Sheska Botin nagdadala ng aksyon sa inyo ngayong araw for today's doubleheader. First game, UST Growling Tigers against St. Clare Saints, and later MCU will battle CEU Malolos. And UST now on offense after that miss from St. Clare. Prince Alao firing from way beyond, gets it to go for a 3-0 start for UST. Escobedo gustong bumawi para sa St. Clare, no go. And UST only fielding 7 players. Again, missed that time from Alao. St. Clare running Escobedo. Forces the issue and gets it. First 2 points of St. Clare coming from Soy Escobedo. Fielding a complete lineup together with Babacar Rondon, who grabs the rebound. St. Clare running. J.B. Lim. 3-point shot again. Escobedo misfiring. There will be a foul. 8.5 minutes and change gone by here in the first quarter. You see again an offense, Wild Saints starting for Coach Japs. Jumawas gets it to go for the drive. Seeing action for the first time here at the Mqaa-Icbl. Didn't play last game against VMC for James Sumawas. 5-2 is our count. UST with a steal. Alejandro Melesio gets it to go for 2. That's the score. 7-4. That was a hard foul. 9-4 is our count. Referees will review the play. And we have our first report coming from Cheska Botin. Cheska, pasok.
Well, according to Coach Gap School of the University of Sto Tomas, they're coming into this game with only 7 active players, as the rest are currently committed to another tournament. Despite the limited rotation, Coach Japs is placing his trust in Lorenzo Banco to step up, especially as the team main big man for today. More than the win, sabi ni Coach Yaps, ang pinaka-importante sa kanya ay ang pagkakaroon ng development sa kanyang team. Ang sabi pa ni Coach Yaps, not all are given a chance to play, which makes the game a valuable opportunity for growth and experience for the players. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Jessica Body. When we have a timeout, we're gonna sort things out here. We're gonna be back. And we are back in live action here at the Trinity University of Asia after that last play, hard foul given by Soy Escobedo against Brian Teng of UST, an unsportsmanlike foul. Brian Teng will get his 2 free throws of that unsportsmanlike foul from Soy Escobedo, and the UST will retain possession. 7:33 left here in the first quarter. UST off a strong start, even if they're fielding a depleted lineup owing to some commitments of other players playing in other tournaments today. Giro Sevilla replacing Brian Teng. 10-4 is our count. Sevilla uses this Banco screen. St. Clair was able to steal the ball, and JB Lim will go all the way to make it 10-6. A 4-point deficit being stared on by St. Clair. Banco drives against Indong, loses the handle. St. Clair again gaining possession. Indong, Clint Manzano, rather Burgos, pinpoint inside. Just a 2-point lead now for UST after that good start. Banco, rather Jumawas. Sevilla gets the offensive rebound for UST. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 3-point shot won't go. Indong again for the rebound, starting the break. Nice pass, but it was telegraphed by UST. Alejandro Melesio anticipating that pass. 19 seconds on the shot clock for St. Clair. Overpassing by St. Clair results to a turnover. Melesio goes all the way, but blocked. Drive. Still 10-8 is our count. UST with the possession. 13 seconds to shoot. Alaw taking his time. Turn around. Won't go, and Dong couldn't handle the board, but St. Clair secures possession and Escobedo will not connect, and Dong will clean up the mess for St. Clair to tie things up at 10 apiece. 5 minutes, 53 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Giro Sevilla. Melesio drives hard, but he was clobbered on the way to the cup. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Alejandro Melesio, brother of Aljun Melesio, playing similarly. His brother drains the first free throw. Two out of 2 for Alejandro Melesio for the trip to the line, making it 12-10 UST. 5:37 left. Almost halfway in our first quarter. JB Lim driving. Rather Burgos. Charles Burgos. Four points now for Melesio.
Brings Alao his first personal 13 foul. 2 free throws for Burgos.
Steady contributor for today. 5 puntos na po ang naikakamada ni Charles Burgos para sa St. Clair. Tying things up at 12 apiece. Alao against Endong. Gives it up. Sevilla pulls up. Won't get the bounce. Burgos gets the rebound. Quick pass inside. Couldn't handle by Endong. 3-point shot. Won't get the bounce for St. Clair. And Alao humbly gets the rebound and sets the offense for UST. 4:46 remaining. 13 seconds on the shot clock. And Alao wanting to break the defense of
Calling foul number 13, Charles Burgos.
in the process.
That will be his first personal 13 foul.
Nabati natin mga
Brian Payne,
supporters natin,
beginning
Miss
for
Martel,
Alejandro Melesio.
Inasal Republic.
14-2.
And
Substitution. Number 22, Alton Loyola, replacing Jason Lim. Giro Sevilla.
Sevilla. Getting the feel of this game for today for UST. Burgos escaping the defense. UST. Mawas. Strong drive. Gets it to go.
Ben Loriaga.
That's Ben Loriaga. Won't get it to go for St. Clair. 3:49 remaining. 5-point lead for UST. 17-12 against St. Clair. While Teng uses his banco as a shield. Alao fires from way beyond. No go. St. Clair now running. 3-point shot is good. Soy Escobedo. 5th point of the game. Making it 17-15. St. Clair. Giro Sevilla tries again from way beyond. Not this time. And another 3-point shot drained by St. Clair to take the lead 18-17. Coach Japs Kuan wants to talk it over. We'll be back. Back with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. St. Clair now taking the lead after that 3-point shot. And pressure defense now for St. Clair, disrupting the offense of UST. Ibanez and Melesio being warned here by our officials, being too close to each other. Maagang pangangumusta between those two players. Loreliaga, Ryle Teng gives it to Melesio. Teng. Melesio, give and go won't go. Teng against Loyola. And Loyola will be called for that foul against Ryle Teng. Ryle Teng, no stranger for big moments. He was a part of the St. Stephen team who won second place last year. And meanwhile, Melesio misses on that drive for UST. Novillo pumasok na para sa St. Clair. And Acosta, rather, Ibanez will miss the shot from way beyond. And bola babalik ngayon para sa UST Growling Tigers. 2 minutes 21 seconds remaining here in our opening quarter. (18-17) still our count. St. Clair leading. They're in the penalty. And there will be an official's timeout. We'll be back after a short while.
The Mqaa-Icbl is brought to you by Inasal Republic.
And we're back to live action here at the Trinity University of Asia for the Manuel L. Quezon Athletics Association Intercollegiate Basketball League. We apologize for some delays due to technical difficulties, and we have Ven Loriaga at the free throw line. His third point of this ball game. First game for this tournament for Loriaga. 2 out of 2 for the forward for UST, giving UST back the lead 19-18. 2:14 remaining. Burgos at the block against Loriaga, misses it. Put back, no go. And ball will stay at the hands of St. Clare with 12 seconds to shoot. Coach Gino Manansala wants to talk things over. We'll be back. (19 to 18) is our count. UST leading by 1, and quick play. Middle for UST. Bounce play for Charles Burgos. 9 points now. Bonus free throw. Make that 6 for Charles Burgos again. St. Clare leading by 2 points, 21-19, 1:53 remaining. The first quarter. Teng, Alau giving the shield. Melesio firing from way beyond, too strong. Novilo starting the offense for St. Clare, gives it to the corner for 3 and gets it to go. Parinas scores the 3-point shot for St. Clare to make it 24-19. 5-point lead. Fruitless offense on that possession for UST, but they will retain possession. 14 seconds on the shot clock, 1:14 remaining. Melesio forward pass to Alau. Alau sizing up his defender. And he would be fouled on that drive. He'll go to the line for free throws. UST after a strong start, trailing here by 5 points, 24-19. Alau, first free throw, banks it in. Four points for Prince Alau. Make it 5. He had 1 3-pointer earlier to open things up. 1:06 remaining. 19 seconds to shoot for St. Clare. Oviedo gives it inside. Acosta rims out. 52.8 seconds remaining. There was a foul. And Prince Alau pleading his case to our officials. That foul will place UST at the penalty. Or rather, only third team foul for UST. Baseline inbound for St. Clare. Acosta corner 3 and Wild Teng fouls Acosta, taking that corner 3, and Acosta will shoot free throws. First personal foul for Gareth Teng sends Acosta to the free throw line. First free throw is good. Rather, that's Angelo Ibanez. Second free throw is good. Third one's a charm for Angelo Ibanez, lifting St. Clair to a 6-point lead, 7-point lead. 26-21. 35 seconds. Humawas clobbered on that up and under move underneath, but he will shoot free throws. James Humawas also playing his first game for this tournament for UST. Misses on his first free throw. One out of two for James Humawas. 3 points in the ball game. 3-point shot, too strong that time. Mawas grabs a rebound, and there will be an offensive foul against James Humawas. Getting too eager to finish that basket off. And again, Jiro Sevilla fielded in by Coach Jap Tuan, replacing Alejandro Mendesio. Remember, UST is fielding only 7 players for today's game. St. Clair going for the last shot of the quarter. 9 seconds remaining. Novilo starts the offense. Kicks it out. 4 seconds. And that will be a 3-point shot at the corner. And Angelo Ibanez.
At the end of the first quarter.
6 points now. First quarter. 8-point lead by St. Clair College of Caloocan against the University of Sto Tomas. Growling Tigers 30-22. We'll be right back. We're back here at the Trinity University of Asia Gymnasium in E. Rodriguez, Quezon City. UST starting strong for the day, but Manantala player making some adjustments and now leads by 8. That's the bell now. Getting another chat for St. Clair. Unselfish play here for St. Clair. Angelo Parinas getting clobbered underneath. James Humawas guilty of that foul. First free throw for Parinas will go. Second free throw, miss, and the ball will go on the outer side. (31-22) is our count. 9-point lead for St. Clair. Lesho gives it to Alaw against Acosta. Goes right. Can get it to go. Ibanez for St. Clair wants to create. He has the hat. And then Clash continues for Angelo Ibanez. Now has 12 points in the ball game. And Humawas answers back. 5 points now. And back-to-back 3-pointers for Angelo Ibanez. 15 points now. 8 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. Giro Sevilla wants to answer. He won't connect. And again, St. Clair. Ibanez thought of a three. He has the hot hand. Inside play. Desabel won't be challenged inside. Leonard Desabel forced 2 points of the game. And St. Clair breaking this game wide open. Humawas, strong drive to the cup, was hurt in the process. James Humawas, his 6th point of this game. Second free throw, miss. UST can get the rebound. Bautista fires from deep and gets it to go. 8 points now for Justin Bautista, raining threes here. Rodriguez. Alaw can't get it to go. And Bautista will go all the way. Back-to-back baskets. 10 points for Justin Bautista. Coach Japs Kuwan says enough. He will call a timeout with 7.5 remaining here in our second quarter. Disinwebe puntos na po ang kalamangan na hawak-hawak ng St. Clair Saints over the UST Growling Tigers. With that barrage of 3-point shots made by Justin Bautista and back-to-back by Angelo Ibanez. UST trying to find a way to close the gap, and that won't help. Bautista lining up again for a three. Misses. Alaw secures the board for UST. 7:07 remaining. Bangko recovers in time and scores inside for UST to 17-point lead. Still held by St. Clair 44-27 with 6:47 remaining in the second quarter. Bautista and pass telegraph. Loriaga will finish it for UST. Loriaga 6 points in the ball game. Good adjustments made by Coach Japs. Three-point shot in and out for Derek Acosta. Wants to join the splash party here at the Trinity University of Asia in E. Rodriguez. And we have Cheska Borin for her report for St. Clair.
Other side, I got the chance to speak with Coach Gino Manansala of St. Clair College of Caloocan. Interestingly, Coach Gino was also a former head coach of their opponent today, which is UST. Therefore, he knows firsthand that this is a team that does not play around. He shared how eager and competitive UST has always been on the court. But for this game, Coach Gino's main focus is on tightening their defense and making sure they execute it properly. He also emphasized that for him, everyone on the team is given the same opportunity to play equally. Kaya naman, abangan natin kung sino nga ba mula sa St. Clair College of Caloocan ang talagang mag-step up at magpapakita ng galing sa laban na ito. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Cheska Botin, with her report from St. Clair. Tamang-tama, no, depensa and right execution. Ito ang gumagana ngayon. Dalawang bagay na gumagana para sa St. Clair. They have been limiting UST to only 29 points while scoring 44 off those 3-point shot. At para naman sa mga gustong manalo ng 500 pesos worth na GCash, ito na po ang una nating katanungan. Ilang player lamang ang naglalaro ngayon sa UST? A12, B7. At para po manalo, i-comment lamang ang inyong sagot. Pangalan, address at contact number kasamang hashtag Mqaa-Icbl. Sagot na! Alaw misses on that second free throw, going 1 out of 2 on the trip to the line. And again, sabi nga ni Cheska kanina from Coach Gino, right execution and defense. That time, helter-skelter. Bautista recovers it and drains another 3-point shot. 13 points now for Justin Bautista, joining Angelo Ibanez, scoring on double figures, and Loriaga will be fouled by Desabel, and he will go to the line for 2. 17-point lead by St. Clair, 47-30. So, Ven Loriaga cashes in on the first. 7 points now for Loriaga. 4:58 remaining in the first half. Nabati natin Inasal Republic, Tatak Ilonggo as Loriaga misses that second free throw. Riz Cartel and our founder, Congressman Arjo Atayde. St. Clair now on offense. 15 seconds to work with. JB Lim fires from the elbow. Too strong. Banco grabs the rebound. Forward pass. Interrupted by JB Lim. 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Growling Tigers. Fatigue starts to creep in for the boys from España. They are only 7 in the lineup for today's game. 4.5 and change remaining. Melesio back on the floor for Coach Japs Kuan. Banco surveys the floor, gives it to Teng. Teng back to Banco for 3, overshoots it, and Melesio gets another chance for UST. Alaw Riaga provides the screen. 3-point shot too strong. Loriaga contesting, hustling, and gets the possession for UST. 4:09 remaining in the second. 16-point lead still by St. Clair, 47-31. James Umawas checking back in, and James Umawas is a returning player, ex-Tiger Cub. Went to Letran, right now went back to Espanya. Nevertheless, hindi naman niya iniwan yung Dominican education niya as he misses on that bank shot. Babakar Indong back, taking that rebound. Bautista again lines up for the three short this time. Forward pass. Loriaga sidesteps and he will get the bounce for two. Prince Ala with the assist. 9 points for Loriaga. 3.5 minutes remaining here. Indong, short pass inside to Clint Manzano will go. First 2 points by Clint Manzano for this ball game. 3:17 remaining, 49-33. Still a 16-point lead. Teng open. Loriaga for three, and he will drain it from way beyond. Back-to-back baskets for Ben Loriaga. 12 points now for Loriaga. Turnaround won't go for Clint Manzano. And now UST starting to feel it, trying to come back. 13-point lead. Teng, baseline drive. And then Dong telegraphed that intended pass by Teng. Still, UST retaining possession. 2:41 remaining, 11 seconds on their shot clock. Giro Sevilla again checking back in. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Melesio fires short. Sevilla offensive rebound. Umawas too strong on that triple. Melesio will get that foul. First personal foul. Second team foul for UST, while St. Clair's now in the penalty with 2:23 remaining in the second quarter. Escobedo and Dong inside, mismatch there against Alaw. Ibanez, he checked there after draining 2 consecutive three-point shots, and there's a foul. JB Lim tripping James Humawas. Humawas frustrated on that call. 14 foul for UST. Loriaga checks back in after a short rest. And that last foul was challenged and will be reviewed by our officials again. Yung mga gusto pong manalo ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash, abangan lang po ninyo ang ating mga katanungan sa ating mga laro ngayong araw dito sa Mqaa-Icbl. Later, the leading MCU Supremos na wala pang talo, haharap sa wala pang panalo, naghahanap ng kanilang unang panalo, CEU Malolos Scorpions. CEU is also a dangerous team. They started well last game against Diliman, even closing out the first quarter of that game on a strong note, leading 22-18. I remember last Wednesday, but later an unsportsmanlike foul against James Humawas against JB Lim. Coach Bam Ledesma contesting the case but explaining This adds to the woes of the undermanned UST Growling Tigers. And JB Lim cashes in for the first free throw. 2 out of 2 for JB Lim, and they will retain possession. 15-point lead now by St. Clare. 2:04 remaining in the second quarter. JB Lim. Escobedo couldn't handle the rock. Gives it up. 3-point shot. And Giro Sevilla pushing off against Babacar Endong. Mismatch there underneath. Height and heft advantage for Babacar Endong. 14 foul for UST. 1:49 left the second quarter. Baseline inbound for St. Clare. Chance to add on to this 15-point lead. Escobedo receives the pass. Fires from way beyond. Hits the side iron. And referees correcting themselves. Bola babalik sa kamay ng St. Clare. 14 to shoot for St. Clare. Burgos, short of a 3. Escobedo nearly slipped. JB Lim fires from the elbow. No go. And again, UST couldn't handle the board. Will give away another possession in favor of St. Clare with 1:24 remaining in the second quarter. St. Clare leading 51 to 36. And wet spots being mopped by our personnel here. Trinity University of Asia along E. Rodriguez. Corner 3 and it's good. Again, Angelo Ibanez. 18 points now. Sevilla block. And Sevilla wanted to hustle for that loose ball and gives again the possession to St. Clare. 54 to 36 is our count. Make that a 20-point lead with a Charles Burgos. Short stab and again UST turning the ball over. Another chance for St. Clare and Soy Escobedo capitalizes on that turnover. 12 points now for the forward of St. Clare. Make it a 23-point lead for St. Clare. Melesio sidesteps and there was a push off and Alejandro Melesio will trip the line for 2 free throws with 13.9 remaining in the first quarter. Both teams now in the penalty. Pagiging undermanned today ng UST manifesting as fatigue starts to kick in. Players getting barely rested against this full lineup of St. Clare. Melesio cashes in for the first free throw. 5 points now for Alejandro Melesio. Second free throw, no go. And Dong protects the board. Last 10 seconds for St. Clare to finish up the quarter. 5. JB Lim. 3-point shot. Ibanez And again, what a game by Angelo Ibanez, closing the second quarter for St. Clare with a bang, a 25-point lead, 62-37 by St. Clare at the half. We'll be back. And we're back here for the first game of the Manuel L. Quezon Athletics Association Intercollegiate Basketball League. First half highlights. UST starting good. Three-point shot starting to connect, but St. Clare had other plans. They built a 25-point lead anchored on the hot shooting from the outside. 11 three-pointers made by St. Clare. Sa dyan, galing kay Justin Bautista. Shown in the screen. 6 3-point shots by Angelo Ibanez, waxing hot here for this game. While Teng, on the other hand, wants to try a 3 on his own, no go. Loyola forward pass. Ndong inside end. Charles Burgos again adds up to his count. 11 points now for the burly big man of St. Clare, Charles Burgos, and there will be a foul. It was a push. Prince Alaw, side court throw in with 9:16 remaining in the second half, third quarter. Umawas gives it to Teng. 6 seconds to shoot. Umawas. Last second pass. And Banco will not beat the shot clock buzzer. Play continues for St. Clare. UST defending the perimeter. Ibanez, the hot hand, goes cross court. And Loyola saving it. UST completing the steal. Melesio. Teng. Thought of a 3. Nilapit. But can't get it to go against the outstretched arms of Babacarindong. Ibanez again. He checked. But Burgos was there to clean up the mess. And we have Cheska Borin for her first report for this second half.
Earlier during the halftime break, with St. Clair College of Caloocan leading the game, Coach Bam Ledesma of UST reminded his team to stay focused and play better in the next half. Sabi nga ni Coach Bam sa kanyang mga players, hindi dapat tayo nagpapa-apekto sa mga nangyayari sa paligid. For him, this game is more than just a competition. It's a valuable experience and serves as a practice ground for his players as they prepare to compete in bigger leagues ahead. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Cheska Borin, for that report. Tama nga naman si Coach Bam. Talagang just play on. Minsan di mo na kailangan tingnan muna yung score. Just follow the game plan. And everything else will follow. At una pong nanalo, ating tanong ay si Jerome Libutan. Jerome Libutan, antayin mo ang communication sa ng ating representative as Burgos will miss on that turnaround jumper for St. Clare. They still lead. And St. Clare, counter steal. And Loyola will go all the way to score on the 2 points. First 2 points for Aljon Loyola. 31-point lead. And again, turnovers killing UST's chances. Loyola couldn't handle the rock on that attempt. Mawa's strong drive to the hoop, and he will be fouled upstairs. 6:48 remaining in the third quarter. James Humawas, good showing here so far. 6 points for the returning UST player, former Tiger Cub. First point for the second half, make it 7 for the game for James Humawas. went to Letran and again went back to UST. 2 out of 2 for James Humawas. 8 points. 29-point lead for St. Clare. 6:39 remaining. Endong, short jumper. Hindi kailangan masyado mag-effort ngayon. Iba baka Rendong. Laki ng kalabangan niya, but there, smothered that shot. Giving against St. Clare this possession. Short jumper by Acosta will trickle in. First 2 points for Acosta. $70-39 is our count. 6:05 remaining. Giro Sibilla binalik na rin ni Coach Japs Kuan. St. Clare not giving space for UST as Sevilla misses on the 3-point shot. He checked for Angelo Ibanez. Melesio, his turn, won't go for a 3-point shot. Costa, nilapit ng konti. $23 points for Angelo Ibanez. UST trying to find some answers. Some difficult questions as Mawas slips and is still on the floor. Missed shot by UST and Humawas slowly. Not a good sign. A 3-point shot and there was a foul by Burgos, enabling UST to field in, making this substitution. Prince Alaw checking back. Melesio and Humawas going back to the bench. They're staring at this huge 33-point lead by St. Clare, built on the 3-point shots. Barrage of 3-point shots in the first half. Alaw way short. Ice cold from the bench. Novillo balik na rin para kay Coach Gino Manansala. Bautista 12 of 3. And he will score on that drive. 15 points for Justin Bautista, who closed our first quarter with 13 points. Banco, long shot, won't go. Villa forward pass. Bautista. Pass telegraph by Banco. 4:03 remaining. Still St. Clare having possession. Novillo. 3-point shot by Soy Escobedo. 11 points now, and Coach Japs doesn't want what he sees, and he will call a timeout with St. Clare up 77-39 with 3 minutes 51 seconds remaining against UST. Seven to 39 is our count. St. Clare leading big against this undermanned UST squad today. 3:40 remaining. And Ven Loriaga getting free momentarily underneath. Impressive showing here by Ven Loriaga. 14 points. Bautista again. St. Clare today really magandang gising. Really can barely miss from way beyond. While UST struggling, undermanned and can't get their shot to go. 3:01 remaining here in the third. 36-point lead by St. Clare. Prince Alaw missing his first free throw this trip. Sasabi nating baka ito ang missing piece para sa UST. Si Prince Alaw played for DLSU before, transferred to UE, FEU, and now in the Tigers lair as Novillo. Wide shot there from way beyond from St. Clare. 2:41 remaining in the third. And napapag-usapan nga kanina si Prince Alaw, bringing stability in the point guard position, can play multiple positions at the backcourt for UST. But now, they are staring at this big lead, and itong si Escobedo gusto pandagdagan with the triple attempt. Can't get it to go. Alaw couldn't handle the rock. Turns the ball over. In the first half, UST had 6 turnovers. Bautista missing, and fatigue starting to creep in also on the side of St. Clare. St. Clare taking advantage of that 6 turnovers in the first half by UST, scoring 12 points, while UST only scoring 4 points of St. Clare's 3 turnovers in the first half. See the struggle here by the undermanned UST Growling Tigers. Some of their players, they have to divide their roster for today. Kasabay-sabay ang mga laro ng UST Growling Tigers. Umawas missing that mid-range jumper, getting his miss, and again trying underneath, and he will be fouled, and we will have a trip to the line for 2. St. Clare now in the penalty. Umawas scores his 9th point for today. Second free throw, no go. But again, UST retaining possession. Umawas getting his own miss. Tseng gives it to Prince Alaw. Alaw going left. Strong drive, and he was stripped. Novillo gives up the pass, and Soy Escobedo will score for his 13th point. 36-point lead still held by St. Clare. UST just couldn't find the answers. We have also to give credit to this undermanned UST squad. Even though they're undermanned today, can't discount the effort that they're giving for today's game. And Wild Tseng goes to the line for 2 free throws for that last foul by St. Clare, as our staff here inside the Trinity University of Asia gym make sure that the floor is safe for our players. Again, for our second game will be the tournament leading 3-0 MCU Supremos against CEU Malolos Scorpions, who are still looking for their first win, while Teng 1 out of 2. 4 points now. Novillo gives it to Bautista. Parinas turn around and he was blocked by Loriaga, but our referee saw otherwise. Angelo Parinas will troop the line for 2 free throws. That's a foul on the act of shooting. UST just couldn't match the firepower of St. Clare, as Parinas missing on that first free throw. First quarter or first half, St. Clare dropped 11 3-point shots out of 25 attempts. 6 of those coming from Angelo Ibanez, 3 from Justin Bautista. Parinas, 2 points now, 1 out of 2. Last 57 seconds for the third quarter. UST still trying to give a fight. Teng kicks it out. Extra pass underneath. And Humawas couldn't really handle the rock forward pass. Pass too strong. Escobedo wanting to find Bautista underneath, but it was telegraphed by the defense of UST. Credit to UST, talagang bumababa pa sila in transition defense nila. Buhay na buhay pa, contesting every fast break attempt by St. Clare, even though they're staring at this 36-point lead. Novillo, corner 3 by Bautista. Medyo nanlamig na. And Novillo will be called for that push off during that rebound play. Ven Loriaga and Novillo having some words against each other after that foul. And James Humawas trooping the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is good, 29.6 remaining here in the third. Humawas again. Short on the second free throw. Bola, babalik sa St. Clare. Novillo setting up the play for St. Clare. Lead by 35 points, 13 seconds on their shot clock, 14 on the game clock. Novillo gets away from the defense of UST for his first 2 points. 3 seconds for UST. Teng, heave from way beyond, won't go, and St. Clare leading by 35 points, or rather 37 points at the end of the third quarter against UST. Back for the last 10 minutes of this first game for today. We start the fourth quarter of this first game of our doubleheader for today for Mqaa-Icbl. Binabati natin ang supporters natin in Nasal Republic, Tatak Ilonggo, Risk Cartel, and our founder, Congressman Arjo Atayde, as Humawas missing it from point blank range for UST, still trailing by 37 points. Binabati ko rin ang head coach ng women's basketball team ng UST Senior High School, Coach Jason Degollado, na nanonood sa atin ngayon, and Parinas. Good fake underneath. 9:36 remaining. Abangan po natin second game for today. The tournament leading MCU Supremos against CEU Malolos. Angelo Parinas adding to the woes of UST, sinking that first free throw. 1 out of 2. And a 37-point lead. Alaw lines it up from way beyond. Can't get it to go. Ito yung mga araw na talagang hindi mo maintindihan pag naglalaro ka ng basketball. Alaw sinking the first 3-point shot of this ball game for both teams, but getting high score. That's Novilo tries his own from elbow forward pass, and Prince Alaw throwing the ball away. A huge 83-45 lead. At para sa mga gustong manalo ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash, ito na po ang ating pangalawang tanong. Sino ang unang nakapunto sa MQAA? A. Kurt Nokyao. B. Simon Espino. Again, comment ang inyong sagot, pangalan, address, contact number, at hashtag MQAA-ICBL. That was a 3-point shot. Escobedo heat check. Teng from 15 feet will trickle in. 6 points now for Wild Teng. And again, this impending win, barring any miracles for both teams, especially for UST, will be claimed by St. Clare. Umawas. Kita na yung kampagod. Kenteng. Step back 3 for Humawas, and he will drain it. Well, points for James Humawas. .36-point lead. And Acosta, isa sa mga responsable sa napakalaking kalamangan na ito ng St. Clare. And again, Prince Alaw not giving up on the fight. 10 points now for Prince Alaw. Clint Manzano short stab will go. 6:49 remaining. It will be back to the drawing boards for UST, who played undermanned but not under effort. Dahil hanggang ngayon, no, kahit napakalaki ng kalamangan ng kalaban, ay talagang lumalaban pa rin naman sila. Escobedo, 10 seconds to shoot for St. Clare. Acosta again wanting to take the 3-point shot, and he just can't miss. Angelo Ibanez. 27 points for today. Alaw and James Humawas cleans up the garbage for UST on that possession. 91-55. Lint Manzano missing. Outcome of this game settled as early as the first half of this third quarter, built on the barrage of 3-point shots made by St. Clare in the first half. 11 3-point shots by St. Clare. Angelo Ibanez and Justin Bautista even had a 9-point stretch dire-derecho with the 3 3-point shots, 2 coming from Ibanez and 1 from Bautista in one stretch in the second quarter. Alaw trying to carry the load for UST, but really couldn't have the help that he need, owing to this being undermanned as Alejandro Melesio misses her with that shot. And St. Clair will chalk up win number 2 to say with this big lead. They won last week against Adamson. Melesio scoring a 7-point, 34-point lead para sa mga naka-asul. Good follow-up on their big win last week here, also in this venue. Melesio then driving for UST. Tries to lower the gap between these two squads. 4:09 remaining. Has been a long day for UST, staring at this huge lead by St. Clair. Still, they're fighting. Giro Sevilla against Parinas, bodying up. Good defense that time by UST, forcing a shot clock violation, that turnover against St. Clair. Still bringing the fight against St. Clair. Hindi pa naman sinusuko ang laban kahit ganito kalaki na ang lamang. 3:48 remaining. Salamat sa Inasal Republic, Tatak Ilonggo, Riz Cartel, and Congressman Arjo Atayde. And as UST turning the ball over. That's the 13th turnover by UST. While St. Clair only committing 6 turnovers, protecting the ball well for today's game. That speaks a lot of the outcome. Novillo joins the 3-point party. 5 points for the point guard for St. Clair. Still UST. And Loyola strips the ball and he will go all the way and he will score. 4 points for Aldrin Loyola. With a complete lineup, sigurado naman natin na ang UST, they will bounce back stronger in their next game. That will be next week here. Leonard Desabel scoring on that layup to make it 98-59, and there will be an official's timeout as Prince Alaw is now limping back to the bench. He will be replaced by Lorenzo Banco. Prince Alaw giving his all on the floor for today's game, scoring 10 points for UST in a futile effort 39-point lead. 98-59 by St. Clare. 2:44 remaining. UST back to the drawing board sa Giro Sevilla. Attempting from way beyond, hits the side iron. And again, St. Clare making it back-to-back wins. They will lose possession in that sequence as Clint Manzano couldn't handle the rock. St. Clare just putting up a clinic from way beyond today as UST miserable from the outside. 3 out of 23. And again, St. Clare scoring, breaking, reaching the 100-point mark, and St. Clare has a chance to add on to this 100 points that they scored. Clint Manzano does that, making it 102-59. Melesio finally draining a 3-point shot for today. 102-61, 69 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. A one-ball game by St. Clare. Again, Aljon Loyola joining the 3-point barrage party as Melesio misses. 44 seconds away for St. Clare to claim win number 2 in 3 games here in the Mqaa ICBL. They lost their first game against MCU and bounced back with his back-to-back wins against Adamson Soaring Falcons last week, and today a big win against the UST Growling Tigers. 43-point win as Melesio will just dribble the ball away. St. Clare winning big against UST 105-62 on a barrage of 3-point shots in the first half. And we will be back for the best player of the ball game. And it's St. Clair winning 105-62 against UST. And we have our best player of the ball game with Cheska Borin, Angelo
and now, for
Ibanez.
the Inasal Republic Best Player of the Game, we have here Angelo Ibanez of St. Clair College of Caloocan. So, mukhang maganda ang gising nyo ngayon. Ang ganda ng pinakita nyo, napaka-solid. What does it feel na makalaban ang isa sa mga big universities, tapos natalo nyo pa?
Everyday naman sa ensayo, kahit sino pa yung magiging kalaban namin sa susunod, like UAAP, NCRAA or what, NCAA schools, lagi namin pinaghahandaan. Parang hindi namin sila minamalit or tinitignan namin sila na mas malakas pa rin sila sa amin. Lagi lang kaming, kumbaga, underdog lang. Yan laging sinasabi ni Coach.
And lastly, what did Coach Gino told you na mas lalo kayong naging eager sa pagpanalo sa game na to?
Ano lang, lagi niya lang sinasabi, before the game, saka sa practice na stay ready lang, lalo na UST yung kalaban namin ngayon. Sinabi niya na rin kahapon na pagandaan namin yan, ganito ganyan, lahat sa defense and offense. Kasi alam naman namin na UST, bigat din kalaban yan. Diba? Talagang short lang din sila sa players, kaya ganun.
And is there anyone you would like to give a message to or a shoutout to?
First of all, binabati ko yung mga nanonood sa amin and sponsors, St. Clair College, kay Adalin Family, Boss Monching, Kalisayon, Pinenclo, Catman Barbers, 69 Pong Bar, RJ, MJ, Electrical Wires, MJC Tambayan Snack Bar, Mark Casanova, Boss RCG Sportswear, sa Dito, Telecommunity, Boss Ivan, Boss Bar Cebu, Western Bar Tracking, tsaka sa family ko. And sa girlfriend ko, hi, Precious.
Thank you, Angela, and that is all for now. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Cheska Borin, with Angelo Ibanez really being ready for this match, scoring 27 points, our best player of the ball game. At ang nanalo po sa ating pangalawang tanong, si Christian J. Mata. Congratulations, nanalo ka ng 500 pesos worth ng GCash. At abangan po natin second game as we show the highlights of the first game. Second game po natin, MCU against CEU. Soy Escobedo. James Umawas, impressive on his first game here for UST this tournament. St. Clair couldn't do wrong for this game as they really took advantage of the undermanned UST squad today. Lorenzo Banco, his hands were full against the bigs of St. Clair, and yun na nga po, no, this lead was built on the barrage of 3-point shots which were made by St. Clair and Justin Bautista, one of the vital cogs for today's game. For St. Clair, we have this guy, Angelo Ibanez, just couldn't miss from way beyond. That would be it. Again, St. Clair winning 105-62 against UST, and abangan po natin in a short while, MCU Supremos against CEU Malolos will be back.